guys, I'm Lil and this is my podcast. So if you see me sweating and shaking and you think, is she all right? Have you got food poisoning? No, I'm fine. I'm just so nervous because this is really out of my comfort zone, but I think it's going to be really good. And I think...
I just looked at that light and now I can't see.
If you haven't noticed, I've got a special guest with me. If we pan over to the... Look at this. I've got a full-on setup and everything. Can you see him?
Classic.
This is Liam. If you follow me on TikTok, you will have seen Liam before. Liam is my boyfriend. He's also my chauffeur, my videographer, and my TikTok partner. But right now, he's my podcast guest.
Give me that label now, are you?
Yeah, you're multi-talented. I was going to say bilingual then, but that's completely different.
I'm definitely
I don't
not
think
that.
you are.
I got a U in Spanish.
Did you actually
Yeah, I
get a
genuinely
U?
got a U in Spanish, yeah.
That's I didn't do Spanish, I did French, but I did get 6.
Did you? I told my mum we got a 4, so sorry, Mum.
Did you
lie?
Well,
No,
look,
I didn't actually.
Oh, I'm going to say, 'cause she's going to watch this. Yeah. She might not. Anyway, so this is the very first episode of my podcast. This is called Lil's Takes. Hopefully we'll have a title by then and it'll be on maybe the bottom, so you'll have seen that. But this is Lil's Takes. If you don't follow me on TikTok and you're thinking, who the hell is this girl and why is it called Lil's Takes? I have a TikTok. It's called Lil's Takes too. And it's not Lil Steaks. I want to address that instantaneously. My name is not Lil Steaks, because I get that quite a lot. Even brands approach me and say, oh, Lil Steaks, can we? No, my name is actually Lily Draycott. But it's Lil Steaks because I'm going to give you my take on so many different things. We're going to address loads of different topics in this podcast. Each podcast is going to have a little bit of a theme for you guys, but they are things that I can talk about. I'm not going to talk about something random like, I don't know, zoology. I ain't got a clue.
You might.
And maybe one day I'll branch out. Maybe I'll get a zookeeper in here. Robert Irwin, if you're ever free, let me know. But yeah, we're going to start off with topics that I know I can definitely speak about. So we're going to be talking today specifically about TikTok and influencing and how I find it. And I want to talk about how it looks from an outside point of view. So I've got Liam with me. I think he's a great little voice in my ear. And I want a lot of audience participation. So I do want your guys' opinion. This is obviously only the first one and I can't have your opinion because you don't know about it. It's all a secret right now, but you will, hopefully. Well, you will definitely know by the time this comes out. Otherwise, I've done my job wrong and this is getting 0 views. But yeah, so I definitely want your input. We'll talk about the email later, but I think we're going to have a little email that maybe you can send things into. So we're going to get straight into it. I wanted to start off this first one by talking to you guys and Liam about TikToking, influencing, how I got into it, what I feel about it, maybe some little insights that you guys didn't know from being like on the inside, and how you sort of get into this world and what it's like, because it's...
A lot more goes into it than you realise.
Yeah. So things like this, not just obviously, because influencing can mean so many different things. For me, it's TikTok primarily, and now this. But for so many people, they find their fame. I hate using the word fame because I really don't think...
You hate the word influencer as well.
I hate the word influencer. I don't like TikTok. Never call me a TikTok. I'll be sick. But you can find it in so many different places. And I think... it means so many different things to different people. So I did want to talk about it. For me, it does mean TikTok. It always has. I'm too scared to branch out or do anything else. Apart from now, it's taken me, when did I start? 2021? 2020?
Yeah. Well, you tell me. You was doing it before I met you. So.
Yeah, I was.
Well, knew you like that.
Yeah. So I started this when I was
70.
Build-A-Bear days. That's a throwback. For anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, I used to work at Build-A-Bear and that's how I sort of found my fame. It's how I found my little stance on TikTok, because probably wrongly, looking back now, maybe that wasn't a good career move, but I used
Taking
to...
the mick out of children.
I didn't take the mick out of children. I did a bit when I think about it. No, so I used to talk about the experience that I had with customers. 'Cause anyone who has worked in retail, every customer has a different story.
That's true.
And obviously it's a kid's store, Build-A-Bear, so I had a lot of young children. Children are hilarious anyways. So I started talking about the stories that I had from working at Build-A-Bear, and they were some of the funniest times of my life, and I will never get content like that again because those kids were hilarious. I got spat on more times.
Something new every day, wasn't it?
Yeah, because obviously I worked there during COVID, So I had, and you had to put these little kids, and at Build-A-Bear, it's all about being involved. So they get to press the pedal, they get to build their own bear, and they had to stay in this little box in the corner. Kids do not want to stay still.
Yeah.
Kids do not want to stand anywhere, especially when their brand new toy is being built right in front of them. No way. So you used to have 3-year-olds doing that little, I'd be like, just stay there for me, sweetheart, you stand in your box. And I've got a mask on, visor, gloves. And this little kid is like running all over the place. We had kids like lick the tags on bears and chew them and put them back in the thing. And we'd be like, oh, now that's a biohazard and I've got to put it in a special bag and in a special bin. Thank you for that.
So Build-A-Bear made no money over COVID.
Oh, no, they didn't. The amount of money they must lose on like binning. I binned so many bears.
Because of a tag.
Yeah, the tag. Kids are really interested in the tag. I actually did I did a video where I talked about this. This girl chewed the paper tag because they chew the like
I don't know
fabric
better,
tag.
well, some of them don't.
Yeah, but some of these kids were like 7.
Oh, okay,
and the parents were like, oh, Tommy, put that down. That's so silly. But they don't actually do anything. And then you've got to wrestle an unstuffed skin of a Build-A-Bear off a child. Traumatising for them and for me. But yeah, this girl chewed up a paper barcode and she had barcode all over her face, right?
That's rough.
She's covered in it. And I said to this woman, I was like, I don't know if you know, I think your little girl might have just been chewing on that tag there. So I'll go and get you a fresh bear because we can't use that one now. And she goes, no, she hasn't. I was like,
is that your child?
are you looking at the same kid that I'm looking at? Because she's got barcode all over her face. I could scan her right now and find the price of that bear without even going anywhere. I was like, she's eaten it. She shouldn't do things like that. All right then, you can have that manky bear. I'll stuff it for you.
Carol, keep the bear.
Yeah, the thing is that, you know, when it blows air out as well as it blows stuff in, and it used to blow spit all over me because these kids would chew the hands of the bears and then you'd get covered in spit. Like I never washed my apron either.
Yeah, that's enough of that then.
I never washed it. But no way, I didn't get paid enough to do that.
No.
You know, if you're working at Build-A-Bear, you're underpaid. I know you are. It's fine. It's fine. I can talk about it now. I've left. I did get told off.
How many times did you get told off, by the way?
I got called
you got quite high up,
I
didn't
got
you,
called into the office twice by the regional manager. Like, she didn't even manage my store. She managed all the ones in the north. And she came to me and she was like, I want to talk to you. And she took me in the back and she's like, I think you know what this is about. And I was like, no. I had no idea. I was like, no, what do you mean? She's like, TikTok. And I was like, and then, weird thing, I'm going to out her here. Sorry about this. She was like, yeah, you just got to be really careful. Don't mention any names or anything. I was like, yeah, I don't do that anyway, obviously. Just don't have your uniform in it. I was like, yeah, I don't do that anyway. And she basically told me off for about 10 minutes. And then she went, so I'd like to put you in contact maybe with the person that runs the Build-A-Bear TikTok account. And I was like, so you would like to make money off me?
That is so typical.
You've just told me off.
So I'm not allowed to make content about your company.
Yeah.
But you want me to make content for your company for you.
Yeah, exactly. But I ended up leaving about 2 months later.
That is so jammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it?
It was probably, she lectured me for 10 minutes and then said, like,
Use you.
yeah, would you like me to get me in contact with this? And I was like, no. And it wasn't, I know it's not her. I don't know. I don't think it was really her fault. She was a good manager.
She was doing a job.
She was doing a job.
Still.
Yeah. Anyway, we've tangented. We've digressed onto Build-A-Bear. I want to take it back to TikTok for a second. So that was my start on TikTok. But when I started to really get bigger.
Traction.
Yeah, a bit of traction on TikTok. Which I think, to be fair, it still baffles me now that I go out places and people are like, oh, you're that girl off TikTok. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, no, I am. That is me. I can't believe you know who I am.
Do you know what the best thing is though? Is when I swear I know you.
Yeah,
but they don't
so
say.
many people.
I know you
love
from
that.
somewhere.
I swear, I know your face, but I don't. I'm going to out myself here. I used to tell loads of people that I did porn. So they'd go,
no, you never.
I did.
Yeah.
Do you know when
Nights
I used to go out in Sheffield, get absolutely hammered? Because most people come up to you when they're drunk as well. So you're on a night out, they get liquid confidence.
You can make them believe that you're a porn star.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. We used to all have dares when we went out. We did it in Zante as well. So we used to have dares when we went out. All of the girls did. Mine was always, when someone comes up to you and say, oh my God, are you that girl off TikTok? I know you from somewhere, but I don't know where. I'd say, oh my God, do you watch Pornhub? Because that's me. I'm in so many. And then they'd be like, no, that's not it. Because most of them know you're from TikTok, but they just don't want to say.
They don't want to say it.
So they're like, oh, I was like, I'd sit there for ages like, no, it can't be that. I know where it's from.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be porn. And then, smack the mic.
Does your mum know that you do this?
I've made a couple of TikToks about it.
She doesn't actually do porn.
Yeah, obviously. I don't. Although, OnlyFans, people are making bank off that. If TikTok ever goes down the drain, I might have to get my feet on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Has anybody seen that? What is it? Is it Olivia Atwood?
Oh yeah, Filthy Rich.
Oh yeah, Filthy
That one.
Rich.
Jesus Christ.
It's-
Some of the numbers being thrown about on there is crazy.
They earn mega bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I've
on the
seen
wrong
that.
If
platform.
TikTok goes down the drain, you know
I
where
am.
to go.
Exactly. Well, it always starts off with feet though, doesn't it?
I don't know, does it?
I imagine a lot of people start.
Speak for yourself.
What's her name's doing it now? Sophie Aspin's doing it now.
Is she? No
Is
way.
she? She made a
And she got
TikTok
a kid
about it.
now.
Yeah, but she got loads of hate for it, saying people were like, "Oh, you've got a kid." I don't get that. You know, I never have. I don't understand. Whatever you do to make money, if you're happy with it,
Yeah, exactly.
you're.
do you.
Obviously, that person has thought about.
Yeah, obviously that
the-
person's not just going to go straight into it and be like,
Yeah, they're
"I'm
not
decided to do
blind.
OnlyFans. I've not thought about the consequences." They have, like, especially if you are like Sophie
Yeah.
Aspin, you've got a follower, you've got a child, you've got a boyfriend. She'll have thought of all of that. Like
One
you
era
would.
that was, by the way. Sophie Aspin.
And Millie B.
Yeah.
I was big into that scene and all.
I bet
used
you
to
she could
love-
sing a full song right now.
I could.
Literally.
I won't, but I
Right, yeah,
could.
don't,
I think you should.
If you don't know. No, I like Sophie Aspin. Sophie, if watching, you're the star girl. Anyway. We keep on getting off track. I want to talk about
See,
TikTok.
this is where I
Let
told you,
me-
like, you don't
let me,
need this much planning. Like, you just keep talking.
Let me,
Consult the paper.
consult
the
my
This is
reading
thick,
notes.
by the way. This is hefty.
Yeah, it is.
mean, fair
I
play
really
to
went to town when I decided I was going to plan these TikToks, these podcasts. So I don't know how it looks from an outside perspective, but I've heard a lot of people talk about this. The industry now, like the influencing,
What's this, TikTok?
is it really
or-
an industry? Like influencing in general,
Oh, okay.
people that come from TikTok and Instagram and things like that. It has changed. Even since I started it, the videos, the type of content people consume now is different.
Yeah,
Even
it's a
on
lot
TikTok,
more diluted as well, isn't it?
I just tip punched the
Did you?
the microphone there.
Rate that.
Hope you didn't hear that. But yeah, I think it probably has changed. I heard Eden Harvey talking about it on her podcast the other day when I was on train. I were having a listen, and she was saying like people used to do loads more acting videos and like it was a lot more. I don't know.
Like Vine days.
Yeah, a bit viney,
yeah.
a bit like. But now it's like people doing makeup and people taking you along on their day. And I can't
Yeah.
say it because you got to change with the times, and I've done
Yeah.
a bit of that. But my videos that always do better are the ones where I go like old Vine days or just talk about funny stuff. And
Yeah.
and everyone finds their own niche. There are people that do makeup and do really, really well, obviously.
Hmm.
But it has changed so much. And I don't know, I think it's a little bit sad that like people
They've
don't,
veered away so far from where it's.
people aren't showing talents on there as much.
I get that. Yeah.
It's anyone can do it. And I think that's great. I think TikTok's great because anyone can do it.
But it's very diluted now.
But it's really diluted. Really, yeah.
Saturated.
Saturated.
That's
Isn't that the
Saturated.
opposite? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
no,
diluted
it's
makes it strong. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
It's
my
really
bad, yeah.
saturated. It's really
sorry.
saturated. Whoops. You know when you said it, I was like, no, I don't know.
I don't think it's that.
But in a way it is watered down. Like,
That's what I meant by.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's watered down because there's so many people doing exactly the same thing and it's all. But yeah, I think it's so, I did Musical.ly.
Did you?
I did do Musical.ly.
Oh my god! Somebody
was-
find that account.
Did you
please.
do like the?
Yeah. No, I was well into it. And the other
Dance
day,
isn't lot.
no, I didn't do dancers.
Oh, right.
I'd never
Lip
done
sync.
dancers. Actually, I did do dancers
Was
when
you a
I first
lip
started.
syncer?
I were a lip syncer.
Oh right.
I think we're gonna have to get this account up.
I need to find this.
It's my
Somebody's found this.
TikTok. You know when Musical.ly changed over to TikTok?
Yeah.
It's the same account.
So can you
Yeah.
scroll down to
scroll
the
down low
bottom?
enough, you'll probably find it. Now, because Lils Takes Two is my second account. 'cause I
Oh yeah,
had
the original one got banned in
the
there.
original one got
So
banned.
it's
So does that mean
actually
them videos are
gonzo.
gone?
Yeah, all my videos on my original account are gone.
I'll find them again then.
But I didn't have very many.
No,
I really hit my stride when I started Lils Takes Two.
no, you did. To be fair.
Because I started it, that's another thing I want to talk about. I started it in sixth form when I was about 17.
What year is that then?
I started in I don't know if it was year 12 or year 13. So I left school in 2019. 19 to 2020 probably I started it. And I didn't
That's
really
like COVID
get
then.
properly doing it until lockdown. I was one of those people that hit their stride in lockdown. I know everyone says the same thing, but it is true. And the people I used to hear like backhanded, never to my face, but behind, people would be like, oh, Lily's doing weird videos on TikTok and you see him for like 2 views.
Weird video.
Now look at you.
Lily's doing some weird, but I've always done the same thing. I've always just spoke about it.
Yeah.
I spoke on TikTok and told stories and things like that. And there was a couple of people that once I hit about, I don't know, 200, 300K, and people were like, oh, maybe it's the thing that's
She's
actually
onto
gonna,
something.
maybe she's onto something here. And I went back and we turned 18, we all started going out back at home when I'd left uni, come back here. And then I'd have people from school come up to me and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm friends with a TikToker.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you used to be so horrible about me.
Yeah.
Times have
You
changed.
used to
Behind
be-
my back.
I heard the whispers behind my back and they was coming from your mouth. Like,
Yeah.
don't try and be pally-palling at me.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's so true. A lot of people talk about it, but it is like people change when I feel like I sound so like,
I've made it though. Like,
here
know what
I
you-
am.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
left all you guys behind. No, but
It's not the case. You're not trying to say that. You're just trying
No,
to say
not
that
at all.
the-
You're such
trying to
a-
latch on to the train.
Yeah, you're such like a down-to-earth person, but you're also aware of your following.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
it's like, I don't know. It's something that, there's another thing I wanted to talk about really, that
Go for it.
I don't think there's many people in the influencing, especially on TikTok. I don't know about Instagram because you have to work quite hard to get anywhere on Instagram. I feel like if you do that, props
Fair
to you.
play, yeah.
Fair play, because I could never break Instagram. I still haven't. I've been trying for years.
I think there's a reason for that. I feel like people are more careful with who they follow in a sense. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not.
want to say TikTok or you just follow anyone.
Yeah.
But on Instagram, it's like it's more of a status into
It's not as like quick content either. You
That's
swipe
true.
and there's someone else on TikTok, whereas Instagram, it's a bit like you see more into people's lives on Instagram. I feel like
I agree with that. Yeah.
you're a bit of a rose tinted view, but I do think people like a bit more like not long form content, 'cause obviously it's just pictures and stuff, but they're a bit more, they've got to be invested in your life to follow you on Instagram. And
Yeah,
that's
I
just the
agree with
vibe of it.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. I've gone off on a tangent and my little squirrel brain has just lost what I was talking about in the first place.
You'll find it. Give yourself a minute.
I was talking about Instagram
Yeah, you was. You just getting on
was-
about finding traction on Instagram and
Yeah.
fair play to you if you.
and people doing that. And I forgot what I was saying before. It wasn't even about Instagram what I was going to say. Oh, the influencing the whole little sphere thing
Okay. Yeah. Influencers in general.
in general.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone on TikTok really is planned to go into that area. Do you know what I mean? I don't think anyone
Yeah. It's
as
a
a
lot of people
6-year-old
ask-
is like, I'm going to be a TikToker. Though they might be now because
Yeah.
it's a different world. But definitely our generation, like,
Industry's growing.
yeah.
Yeah.
No one like grew up. I want to be on YouTube when I grow up. I know a lot of people did that
Yeah.
when they got to like teenagers, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I do understand that, but it's like when I was a kid, I used to watch like Minecraft and that.
Yeah.
Like, because I play football, I wanted to be a footballer.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a kid, like you dream big and all that.
Yeah.
But it's cool, like looking at how they just get to be, because I enjoy playing
Yeah.
games, and it's looking at someone do that for
Yeah.
a job. It's like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I can imagine like probably a couple generations after us, not after us, sorry, but let's say a couple years later,
Yeah.
being that age, I
Yeah.
probably would have wanted to be a YouTuber. To be
Yeah.
fair.
It's so different now.
Yeah.
But I don't think people plan for it. I think you get launched into this business.
Oh yeah, thrown at the deep end. big time.
100%. So many. I definitely got launched into it, catapulted arse first into whatever this is.
You read the wave well there so far.
I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
I've not been cancelled yet, have I?
Not yet.
No, I
You're
haven't.
in your last strike. Be careful.
I am. I can't. My TikTok's so close to getting deleted. But if you see this TikTok, I love you. And I'm trying my best to be super, super good.
I feel like you've got quite a good relationship with TikTok though, in terms
Yeah.
of like, BTS.
It's definitely got better now. It wasn't great.
No, it wasn't.
If
to
we're
be fair.
kicking it back to 21, it wasn't great.
There's a few words that you've made up that you've said about TikTok. I was like, I've never heard that word before.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good word.
Yeah.
I think.
There's a
It was a
few-
traumatic time.
It was. Yeah. We all went through it. There was
Your
a-
management definitely went through it
Yeah,
as well.
there was a time Emily messaged me and she was like, no, but it's all right because TikTok have messaged me and said if your account does ever get banned, we've got 6 months to get it back, because it was a real worry that I was gonna do, was all gonna go under.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is like quite a scary thought though, like all of the work
Yeah.
that you put into this account,
exactly.
that it could just go.
Yeah, because I didn't really do anything else apart from maybe now I do that.
Yeah. Branching
But
out.
so everything, my whole
Yeah.
life is on that TikTok, and if that goes, then
But it
who
was
nice
even
memories.
am I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back to Build-A-Bear.
We're not speaking it into existence.
No, we're not.
No,
We're
no.
not.
It's like,
Universe.
it's like even memories and stuff like that on there as well.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
just like just the content side. It's like you've got memories on there
Yeah.
with family. Well, I say family, but friends and
Yeah, I met
people
so
I
many
like.
great people through there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's something you just get catapulted into, and there's no, you know how like movie stars and like singers and whatever, as they're rising up the ranks, you get media training.
Yeah.
So when people you get like to speak to people. Whereas if you are like uber successful at influencing, not like me, and you've really taken it and you like do presenting and stuff like that, you don't get media. You don't have any media training. You probably can when you get really high up. But by that point, how many people have you already spoke to? How many podcasts have you been on? How many times have you ran your mouth? Like by accident. Like I know. Like I think I've got quite a good conscience. I'm quite conscious of what I say now.
Yeah.
I always have been, but like especially since TikTok, I feel like I've become a lot more conscious about saying stuff.
Self-aware. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be more self-aware because people are everywhere. People record you.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, we've got some good stories
Got
we can
some
use
weird
later on
stories
down the line. Could use it in this episode actually. Some of the
Talking
stories.
about. Do you remember when we were in
Sheffield?
No, we were in Mansfield.
Yeah, that was weird. That was.
Was it Mansfield?
Yeah, Mansfield was that guy who came to us at the bar. Yeah, that was weird.
First of all, don't judge me for going out in Mansfield.
Yeah.
I only did it a couple of times.
Yeah. And you was already bladdered. So,
And I was already...
Why were you in Mansfield?
Well, we live not too far. Don't want to give away my location.
Yeah.
But no, And your mates were out.
Yeah, we went to meet some of my mates. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went with him.
Lily tagged along, of course.
I did. I tag along everywhere.
Like Velcro.
What did I say? I am your Andrew Ridgeley.
Is that?
You know
oh,
Wham?
Yeah.
This is a really niche reference.
Yeah.
I do not
It's
have
going
a
to hit
clue
a
what you're
really
talking
small
about.
group of people.
There's going to be 14-year-olds watching this are like,
The guy in the chair got
Andrew,
this.
No, I really do not understand.
dude, you know who Wham is?
The band.
The band Wham.
Band Wham,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's Last Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
I gave
Yeah,
you
yeah.
my
I can't
heart.
believe you're singing Christmas songs in the middle of summer.
But that's the only one that came to my head.
Bad luck.
I
What's
think
the other?
that's the only one I would know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they've got another one you would know.
You're going to have to take the reindeer.
Oh, the one about they're in a pool and they're on holiday. Club Tropicana, drinks are free.
Basing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's Wham. So, who do you know from Wham? George Michael.
George Michael, yeah.
Who's the other guy?
Oh.
Andrew Ridgeley. So
But
when me and
everyone knows
Liam go
the guy.
out,
Yeah.
everybody knows who Liam is. Like we used to go. We went into Matlock once, and I was like, "It's all right. We ain't got many mates in Matlock.
Chill out, yeah.
No one will know who we are. We'll have a night where no one comes up to Liam and goes, "Oh my God, Liam, I've not seen you in years." As soon as we walked in there, "Oh my God, it's
I've
my
never
mate
got to the bar,
Liam."
yeah.
And I was like, "Who are you, George Michael?" So I decided at that point, I am Liam's Andrew Ridgeley. No one knows who I am, but I'm always there.
1.3 million followers and people still know me.
I know. Still no Liam first wherever we go. But
That's funny.
yeah,
Mostly
so
through football, to be fair, because I've been around the block with football. Right?
you need to pull your mic a bit close to your face.
Do I? Oh, sorry.
You probably don't, but I'm being picky.
She's learning.
Just because I'm about spitting on mine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in your seat, so.
I think I was your George Michael just then when I told you off.
Yours.
But yeah, and we went into Mansfield and this lad started recording me basically, just stood there blatantly, no shame.
Just camera in face. Like.
No shame at all, just stood there like,
Didn't even say anything. That was the
smiling
weirdest
at
thing.
you.
no, he didn't come up to me first, he didn't say anything. He was just recording.
And then
Me and Liam.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, and then he went to a bar and tried to give this drink, and this drink had literally been on the bar for ages. I've watched
Yeah, he
it.
tried
He'd
to
not
sign
bought
it.
it. He
Stop
just picked
it.
up 6 drinks on the bar, tried to give Lily one. I was like, "There's no chance she's having that, mate." It's like, "I'm not trying to give it you. I'm trying to give it Lily." Like, I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, I've clocked that. Like, put the drink down before I swill it in your face.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I took it out of his hand, put it on bar,
Yeah.
and then he buggered off. But even later on, like me and you was dancing as the night goes along. He's just there recording us
yeah.
dancing. It's so weird.
It
That's
was
such
really
like
weird.
an invasion of your like bubble when
Yeah.
you go out.
Yeah.
Exactly, because you think like, obviously my life is online. I'm still quite a private person. I think
I think you are.
even
I
though
think
my
you are.
TikTok is like, I post on there every day, but I still don't give a real like insight into what I do.
No. You're going to branch out with that soon, though.
I
aren't you?
am branching out with it.
yeah.
Maybe by
Very
the time this
slowly.
comes out, I'll have already branched a little further. If
Maybe.
anyone was wondering, follow me on YouTube. Oh my God, can you see my sweat patches?
A
I'm
little
so
plug.
nervous. But yeah, it's still, when you go out, you don't expect.
That's one thing I've picked up, like being with you. It's not nice to say out loud because you don't want to think about it that way, but you've always got to look like over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel bad saying it, and I don't want you to feel.
And it's
like,
scary because I don't see myself as like that. But I don't. You don't.
No,
You don't.
You're
think
very
that.
naive to it because you don't realise how many people. It's like we worked it out with like the following. If every follower knows who she is that follows her, it works out like how many people in the
If,
UK.
if,
It's
they,
like-
if they were all in the UK, it's like 1 in 30 people know who you are.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
Yes.
that's just for me. Can you imagine people
Yeah.
with like that massive followings, like 3 to 6 million.
That's with everyone in the UK. Like, imagine the age range that's
That's a
older
crazy
than
amount of people that will just know who you are. Like, well, I have to think about it in stadium terms.
Yeah.
When I
It's a lot of Wembleys.
It's a lot of Wembleys. It's a bloody lot of Wembleys. Yeah, that's how I think about it. Right. Maybe before I do like talking about this, but I think we need to break it up a little bit because my brain, I haven't got ADHD, but if I do, it's undiagnosed.
It's undiagnosed, yes. There's definitely something
I don't
there.
like focusing on too many things at once. So I'm going to break it up a little bit because I asked you guys on Instagram mysterious questions.
I like this.
And I was like,
I'm excited for
guys,
this.
can you send me in maybe some confessions, maybe your dilemmas? I want to talk specifically about your interactions with influencers, TikToks, things like that. And I was like, and it'll be for something I use later on. This is it. So if you're on the podcast, you're on the podcast. Don't worry. Obviously, it's all anonymous. I've kept all names out of it. Let's start with that. KSI. No. I'm going to take some names out as well. Me and Liam can see them on here, so I know who you are. If someone's talked about you, you're a naughty influencer. But I won't, don't worry, I'm not going to out anyone. So I'll start with the first one. This is what someone sent in, a confession that they have like a weird interaction that they've had with an influencer. Because I feel like a lot of people have negative experiences.
More so than good in some cases.
Yeah, I was
Especially
quite surprised
with certain
actually.
people. Yeah.
Because I think I always try my best to be really, really nice, overly nice, because I don't want anyone to think I'm a really horrible person. But clearly some people do not care.
Some people run away with it with you. That's one thing you need to be more self-aware about is sometimes you're too nice.
Yeah.
Somebody, like when we go out sometimes, they'll make comments, you're like,
oh yeah, I might get onto that later.
Yeah.
Me and Liam had a weird, anyway.
Carry.
So someone sent this in, he said, blank, I won't say their name, went to my uni and I had no idea who he was, but in clubs, you could tell he thought he was royalty. That's such a common thing.
Yes, I agree.
Loads of people, even when people come up to me in the club and they're like, oh, what's his name was in here last week, I went to speak to him and he wanted nothing to do with me. And I'm like, I feel like a lot of people have this thing about influencers. It might be true. I have not met enough.
That's the thing. Influencers don't change your personality. So if you're that type of person anyway.
Yeah. You've made that for yourself.
Yeah, you've made that for yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
That sometimes it's not the influencer side of people that brings it out. It's just who they are anyway.
Yeah, and then suddenly you've given someone 1 million followers.
Then you give them a platform and they're just tenfold because the head goes through the roof.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a common thing that a lot of people think influencers are really... think they're above everyone else. And you know what?
Yeah.
I have met so many lovely people.
Yeah, I
99% of people are really, really nice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I won't name anyone that I think is really nice in case you're really embarrassed. But like going to events and things like that can be it's a really weird place because you're all flung in this massive event together.
Yeah.
You don't know who anyone, for me, I know who everyone is and then you don't expect anyone to know who you are.
Yeah.
Me and Liam both went to, I'm gonna name you now. We went to George and Max's launch party for Useless Hotline
that was
podcast.
cool, by the way.
That was really cool.
Shout out to you, Per.
That was lovely, guys. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was convinced when we went, no one's gonna know who I was.
Yeah.
And I just went being like a guest. I just enjoyed the free bar that it was for about an hour before everyone actually tanked it with the drinks.
Yeah, that lasted like an hour, by the way.
did.
Oh my God.
Max,
Yeah, the
That
free
was
bar
crazy.
really
Everyone
went
went to
down
town.
fast.
Well, I feel bad though because I never know who anyone is. So you're like, who's that? I'm like, what is
Yeah,
that?
I knew more than Liam. Liam
Yeah.
doesn't.
I'm so out of tune with,
Out of the
with
loop.
this world. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm getting better.
so we went, and then one person said to me, he was like, "Oh, you don't get this in Build-A-Bear," and I know exactly who he was, and I followed him for
I know
a while.
that is. Yeah, I know that is.
And
I won't
and
name him.
in my heart, I was like,
Oh.
and I was like, there is no way he knows who I am. And I was like, do you? And he was like, yeah, you do Build-A-Bear. And I was like, gobsmacked. It was like my world rocked.
Yeah.
It was magic. But so there are so many really lovely, everyone on that boat was so lovely.
I agree with
And
that.
like collection events, we've been to a lot of collection events. And I think there is a difference. I'm going to speak about this now. There is a little bit of a difference with Instagram influencers to TikTok influencers.
Not everyone,
Not everyone,
but
of course not
the
everyone.
percentage is higher.
But I think the percentage is higher of Instagram influencers. They've no doubt worked harder for their followers than I have. Do you know what I mean? TikTok's a lot easier to gain traction on.
So you've got 1.3 on Instagram compared to TikTok.
Yeah.
There's a
You've
big-
done a lot more work probably. You've really put the graft in.
Maybe been around for longer
Even
as well.
like taking photos, I can't be arsed. All my TikToks, I've just rolled out of bed. I've got like last night's makeup on. I did one the other day. Oh no, I actually don't want to talk about it. It was awful.
I think you need to talk about it.
No, I did. I did one, right, and I was like, "I'm sorry, guys, if I look like the result of one of Amy Winehouse's more heavier nights." And I did. I had black eyeliner like all the way down my face. I had one of those red bras on underneath my black top, like a chav. It was awful. Like my hair's on the side of my head like this, and I posted it fully on the internet to 1 million people.
No shame.
But that's why people love you, because it's real.
Yeah. I think it's whatever your niche is. But Instagrammers, obviously, if you do it like you graph for them photos, you take like lighting with you where you go, you sit there and you stand and do photo. You've put so much work into that, I think.
Play.
Yeah.
Even the effort to make yourself look presentable, it tires me out. But I do it anyway because I want to look. Right now, I put makeup on. It took me 20 minutes in the car. I did it again. But so I think that there is maybe a little bit of a complex with some Instagrammers more than it is, because it does happen with TikTokers, of course it does.
Yeah.
But because they've worked harder for this, and someone else has come in and on a different platform and
swinging the balls about.
yeah. And because it's a really TikTok, obviously massive as well. So
it is.
you've got this
TikTok
like
is huge
monster
now.
like influencing platform, and people have come in and done it super easy, and you've worked your whole life for that. Yeah, I think you're going to be a bit miffed, to be honest. I think I'd be a bit pissed off. But yeah, so I think, and a lot of people recognise that in the inner circle as well, that there's a couple of people that have come up to me and clearly just want you as mutuals on something.
They're just
They come
there to be
to you like, oh
friendly.
my God, hi, I've seen you. Can I have your Instagram? I'm like, yeah, of course. And then they disappear and you don't see them for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Because it's happened a couple of times. Not everyone. We've spoken about this, but it is a weird world. You don't know how to take anyone until you've spoken to them for about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel then
If
only
it's a
you've
quick
got a
in and
real.
out.
You can tell sometimes straight away when someone's, I think, by their social media, how real a person is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't want to get cancelled. I mean, I think
That's the thing. If you've not
it's
named
harder
names,
to judge people.
If you feel that way, then
yeah, it's harder
maybe you're part of the
it's
problem.
harder to judge people in this inner circle,
Yeah, of course
not
it
the
is.
inner circle, in this like influencing little industry, because you don't know what people like.
But it's just like that as well. It's like it could be an on the day thing.
Yeah,
You don't see them every day.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
They could just
Yeah.
turn up because they need to a certain event. that
Yeah.
you're at. Turn up because they need to, and they just don't want to be there. They're just they're just there.
yeah, I know what you mean.
And you know yourself how easy it is to like show your audience a lot without actually showing them
Yeah,
behind
Yeah.
the scenes stuff.
yeah.
And that's another thing as well. It's like, yeah, you've been to quite a few events, but some people might go to every event. And
Yeah.
it might get a bit draining for
Yeah,
them.
I
So they're
imagine-
just there to say, hey, up, and then bugger off. You know what I
Because
mean?
yeah, I think a lot of people, events for some people are a bit of a, not a lifeline, but they're a lot easier for them to for me it's really hard to get to, because a lot of them are in like big cities and stuff.
Yeah.
And we live in the arse crack of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
Like
people
in
who,
between everything, aren't we? Like,
Yeah.
really, like the big
Yeah.
cities, like it's like just an hour and a half
Yeah.
to the closest one. Is
especially if you live in London or Manchester, and it's great for you to get to events and do stuff like that, then you do probably go to a lot more. And
they're the
you
two
meet-
main places, aren't they?
yeah,
London,
Manchester,
really.
London, that's where you're going to get
Yeah.
most of them, really. It's easy to get to, and it's like, I imagine that's a bit of a more of a staple part in your career,
Yeah.
is doing things like that. So you do probably get a bit bored of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't do like an event every weekend. I'd be super bored. Well, not bored, but like
You find it draining.
drained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you find it draining. I
it
know
is
you do.
draining.
Yeah.
Because
get
I
that.
think you put on a little persona as well of like
Of course you do.
trying to,
You put on a front because you want to impress people and stuff like that. But
yeah.
it's not. I wouldn't say it's necessarily you're being a fake person.
Yeah,
You're
but
trying to become
you're being
across
an enhanced-
approachable and stuff like that.
an enhanced version of yourself, like being the happiest version of yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely when you go
It
to
hurts
things like
smiling.
that.
It's like what
Yeah.
Barbie said.
It's like what Barbie
Camera's
said.
off. The camera's off. The cheeks are killing.
That's that little girl from I used to do cheer, and
Yeah.
so I did cheerleading, and when we did cheerleading, you used to, stand for pictures for so long, and while you're doing the routine, you get extra points for smiles. So
Oh,
the whole
God.
routine
Do you
you're like
actually?
this. Yeah, and pulling cheer faces. If you do cheer, it's a massive thing.
Go on, give us a cheer face.
No, I can't. I'm too
it.
Go on, do
embarrassed.
it.
You gotta do
Give us a
it.
cheer
No,
face.
no,
we need
it's-
one.
it's
The
just-
the
You've
camera
gotta
needs a
do
cheer
one.
face now.
It's
Is
just-
that a cheer face?
No, it's over exaggerated
Smile.
emotions. So
We're going to get a
huge
cheer
smiles.
face at some point.
Big eyebrows.
but it's over it and like winking at the judges. They love that.
Really?
Ooh.
So you used to get extra points for stuff like that. And
What kind of cheer
How
did you
can
do?
you,
That
like,
doesn't
think
sound like
about-
cheer at all.
No, honestly, that's what it's like. It's
But when
all
you're
about-
doing this big routine and then you're like, gotta wink.
Yeah.
Like-
We used to, because I used to be a flyer, so they're holding you up in the air and you're like in lib like this and you're winking at the judges like,
Classic.
love it.
Really?
Brilliant. As a 13-year-old, bit weird, but
Yeah.
it's the industry, you know, that's what it's like. But yeah, and we used to come
Take it or
off
leave it.
every time we got off the mat, we'd go, oh my God, my cheeks are killing me. It's one of our little
Classic.
things that we used to say every time. Really cute.
Did you want to touch anything more on that one?
I don't think so. I want to. What do you think, from your point of view, as an outsider's view, on like TikToking and influencing? Because I know when we go to events and stuff, I take Liam with me everywhere. So Liam comes to all the events.
I'm so lucky, man.
Yeah, we went to Talkfest and I was stood talking to this guy. We're doing a panel, and he was like, "I don't know why I'm here. I only do TikTok a little bit, and like it's her that does it mostly." I was like, "I brought my boyfriend. He's an electrician." He's over there in the audience. He didn't know
I
why
finished
he's
work
here.
early so I could be here. Should actually try something. I didn't actually finish work early.
What do you think of the like of the industry, the way it's run, and the way I earn a living?
There's so much more goes into it than I realise. And
Yeah.
I don't know how else to word it. And this is the best way. If you're not in the industry, then you probably don't see what goes on
Into
behind
it.
the scenes. It's like this, for example. People think you just turn up, you start recording. Oh, slapped it. You turn up, you start recording, and as soon as the video's done, some people might not even think you need to edit it.
Yeah.
But obviously, either yourself or you need to get someone else to edit it for you.
Yeah.
You've got to find this place.
You got to finding places like this. is
Not
hard
this
enough.
place is a hard place to find.
Obviously, a lot of
Yeah.
it's hidden. You won't believe how far I've trekked to get here.
In the mountains.
I had to hike 3 days. Yeah, but this was 6 months in the making to
Exactly,
even
yeah.
begin to think about doing this.
And then there's obviously there's all the off-camera planning, not just anything to do with the venue.
You see the size of my sheets?
Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many times she's pressed backspace and delete that little X in the top right corner because she's had enough.
Yeah.
It's draining for you, I can see sometimes, but it makes it so much worth it, seeing that smile on your face when you're happy with what you've done.
Yeah.
And you click save and you're like, I've done good work. This is good. I
Yeah.
like this. I can get behind it. Because I know you're happy with this.
Yeah.
But it's took you a while.
Yeah.
And it's even like the day-to-day videos on TikTok. It's like, sometimes you come to me, you're like, I need to post and I've got nothing. I've got no content. It's like, I'm just posting for the sake of it. I was like, just take a minute. Just calm down.
Yeah.
You're stressing out. Just,
I do that quite a lot.
yeah, you do. You do.
That's one of the things with TikTok.
Your life moves so fast
Yeah.
that sometimes it's hard for you to slow down and just focus on one thing.
Yeah. Because now, especially, I've mentioned this a couple of times in videos, but I don't really talk about it. I only sleep in the same bed for like 3 nights,
Oh yeah, it's very rare that you sleep in the
or
same bed.
usually about 2. Because we'll stay at Liam's for a couple of nights, we'll stay at mine for a couple of nights. I'll go back to uni for a few days, and then we'll go and do something. We'll stay in Liverpool for a night. We'll go to London for a
Your
night.
life is literally out of a suitcase.
Like the past 2 weeks, I went to Zante for a week. I came home for a week.
Was it even a week?
No, probably no.
It
It was
over
about
from
6
Zante.
days.
It was
It
probably about
definitely
6
wasn't a
days.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went to Salou for 4 nights. Then I came back for 2 days. Then I went to Mallorca for 3 days. Then I came back for
See, that sounds
2
so
days.
spoiled saying it like
I know.
that.
Yeah,
That
it
sounds
does.
horrible.
No,
like-
but I did. That's all I spend my money on.
Yeah.
You got like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't do a lot.
No, I know what you
I
mean.
don't like treat myself to things. I like my money. I've always said this will always go on experiences and holidays.
travelling, yeah.
So whatever extra, because obviously my TikTok is what I earn to live. I live on it because I'm a student as well. So
You get your student loan, but
I
that
get my
goes on
student
to
loan, but
accommodation and
that covers my rent basically.
that's it.
And then because a lot of people ask me about money, and I really don't mind talking about it. Everyone's like, "How much do you actually earn?" I'm like, no,
No.
It's not. You probably took home more than me last year, but
Yeah, last year.
yeah, maybe not this year.
Not this year.
But like I spend
I work 45 hours a week, by the way.
all my money goes on holidays. That's the only thing I spend it on. So when summer comes around, it's like I don't want to be here. I will go anywhere. I love treating Liam to things, taking
You're
you
very right,
places. That's
pay
all
my
I
way,
want to
by
do.
the way.
Oh, yeah.
As well, but she does treat me.
She's
don't
a
get me wrong.
sugar mummy.
Yeah, sugar mother.
You
But
like saying
Liam
that.
drives everywhere. So if we go on holiday, like Liam will drive, but I'll pay for like flights.
Yeah. You pay for the flights to New Zealand.
I did pay for the flights to New Zealand.
Yeah.
But that was because there was no way I was going to go without you. Without you.
That's fair.
We
I'd
are
have
gonna-
paid for my flight. I'd have been begrudged for doing it because obviously
Yeah.
£1,300 is a lot of money,
It was a lot of
especially for.
And then when we missed the first one, I really thought I was going to have to do it again. But we'll get onto that in another
I've never
episode.
seen it like that before in my life.
That was traumatic for me and I wasn't even there.
Yeah. Well, we are going to talk about that. Join in next week. So, yeah, I wanted to get your view on it, really. But
yeah.
what does it... You've got quite a good little... Because you're not in there doing TikToks and stuff. Do you wish you were?
What? And
Like do you wish...
I did myself or with you?
Yeah, no, did yourself, if you had your own little thing. Do you think it's something you could do?
No, I couldn't do it. There's no way. After seeing what you go through, there's no way. Like, as soon as I say,
We make it sound like war.
yeah, but it's not like war. It's just like
I come back from filming a TikTok like,
sweat, blood, tears,
I'm crying.
throwing up. No,
not
definitely
bad.
not. I'm definitely not throwing up. But yeah, it's. I think it's because I'm not used to that side of things, and I've always done football, which is very physically draining, not very mentally draining. I've gone into a job now which is very physically draining.
Yeah.
It is mentally draining for me at the minute because I'm learning a lot. I'm an apprentice. I learn a lot on the job.
Yeah.
But your job is not very physical at all.
No, I'd sit at home and record a video.
You've dumbed it down there. You made it sound like it's not that a lot, but it's a different kind of tiredness, and I can't do that tiredness.
Yeah. It's like anything though, innit? I can't do what you do.
No, I don't think you.
It's
I don't think you could. But
I think whatever you...
It is a different world.
Whatever you end up doing is always right.
Yeah.
Like...
As long as you're happy.
Yeah, as long as you're happy with doing what you're doing, then it's always the right thing.
Yeah, same as I'm happy with my job, otherwise I would change it. But there's no point in me starting a TikTok, or I'd happily do TikToks with you because you're like my battery. You charge me up. Like, this isn't draining for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a conversation that it's like we'd have at home. It's just there's a camera on.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no way I could do your job. Not a chance. We've spoke about this before.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's difficult in a different way, isn't it?
It's not even like I feel uncomfortable in front of a camera because I'll talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, on or off camera. Like, I'm not that bothered. Like, people think who they think for me anyway. Like,
Yeah, you've got a really good mindset towards it, to be fair. You'd be a good TikToker.
yeah. In that sense, with dealing with it that way.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be a very good TikToker because I just wouldn't make content.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know where to start.
But Liam reminds me, like, if I forget, he'll be like, have you posted today? And I'll be like, oh.
I'm dead about that, to be fair.
Oh, actually, that's a
Pick that
really good
camera up,
point. Right. So, should we go for another confession?
Go for it.
We'll go for a nice one. There's a couple of really nice ones, actually. So someone said, my uncle met KSI at a fashion event and he sent me a voice note for my birthday. He's a legend. We had a couple of really nice ones about KSI.
KSI, yeah. KSI, big up KSI. He's like, everyone loves him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fair play.
That's the thing as well. Like, I think some people have a bit of a negative view of people, but...
I think that stems from jealousy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't know. I think...
mean, if they have been and not a very nice person, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But if someone is just a genuine nice guy and he's taking a picture with you, stuff like that. But if he's taken a picture and then walked away, someone like KSI, like, he's got
to send
quite
you
a few
voice
people
note
on. Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah.
People would love to sit and talk with KSI all day, but unfortunately, he hasn't got the time to do that. Like, he's got a life and he's got things to do. So the fact that he's took time out of his day, in this case, send this guy a voice note.
Yeah,
on his
I
birthday.
think it can be misinterpreted as well, especially if someone, like you said, takes a picture and walks away. You're at that point, if you've seen him at an event or doing something, his life's probably so busy at that moment, you really don't have time to think of the amount of times that's happened to him that day. Like, you could be the 535th person to come and try
within
and
the hour.
And he's in your... We use a KSI as an example, like we've seen him do this, but like all people, especially celebrities, you got to think like it must be hard being that like high up. We've got a couple of nice ones, really nice ones actually. One I do want to talk about. Someone sent in saying something that gripes me is 99% of influencers never answering their DMs.
Yeah,
I get that. I do get that it can be frustrating if you've messaged someone and they don't reply.
That's another thing. Do you know, if I was in your position, everyone of my mates will say I'm terrible at replying to messages, and
You are actually awful.
I'm really sorry. I am awful.
Yeah, I'm not great. I'm really not great. But that is like, it's not like, oh my God, I get so many, I can't even reply.
Yeah.
No, it's like, you do get a lot, but 99% of them are just mine. My Instagram is 86% male audience at the minute, which I'm going to single you out here, guys. It's horrific for me. I'm fighting for my life out here in my DMs. 99% of my DMs are just men that don't deserve an answer. Not that like they're sending me really nice things and I'm like, you don't deserve an answer. No, it's them sending me like disgraceful messages and stuff like that.
It's awful behaviour. Yeah.
After a certain point, I'm exhausted. I don't want to go through and try and like just stare at 26 messages like, love heart emoji, and then because some people are really nice about it and they're like, I just want to say you make your TikToks really make me smile, they're really lovely, and I really do try to reply to all of these if I can find them, but so many do get lost among the heaps of
and it's not just that, you've got other things to do
questions
as well.
I think the maintenance as well would be impossible to stay on top of it. You'd be doing it like every hour of every day, realistically.
There's no way you can get everyone spoken
it's
to.
just impossible. Yeah, it is just like, impossible, and that's for someone like you. I'm not saying like you're.
I'm not. It's not like I get loads. I don't get a crazy amount. I probably get a couple. Compared
to me, you get a lot.
Yeah.
But
like when I used to get I used to do a reading DMs thing on TikTok, people would send me them on purpose, send me like really crude pickup lines and stuff like that. They're quite funny to go through, and if I'm doing a video on it and stuff like that. But I only get a few a day now, and I do try to go through them. But they get mixed up and they get lost, and then I end up searching through like just not nice comments, and I don't want to sit and troll myself like looking through these awful comments of men and people that, because not everyone is nice at the end of the day, especially if you do something that people don't like. Not everyone, not even about me, not everyone is nice about Liam, not everyone is nice about my friends if they're on
horrible things,
and I don't want to sit and see that and look at it. Makes it sound like it's really hard for me scrolling through it, and I can't because everyone's really awful. No, it's not like that, but it can be.
Why
really,
would you put yourself through it?
Why would I sit and put myself through it? I have to be in a good headspace to sit down and go through my DMs. But I do try and reply to a lot of them. It does take a lot. It takes a lot of time as well, because then obviously everyone replies once you've done that, and then you're in a conversation with 4 different people, and you don't know how long that's going to last. And I've got to answer some more. But I do like talking to the nice people.
Yeah. Sorry, the one thing I did want to say about that is that person that's probably wrote that message is probably one of the nice people.
Yeah.
So they've probably wrote that thinking, oh, everyone's so nice to influencers and influencers, sorry.
And you've probably messaged one and they are replying to their DMs, but unfortunately it might just not be yours.
You might be in between those two people that have been really rude or
But keep trying, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't see DMs until they've sent me 5.
Yeah.
And then saying like, oh, I really, and then I'll reply, because it just literally depends when it comes up on your feed, and I do try, and people do better than me. I know you do. I just need to put some more time into it probably. But it's one of the more.
As soon as it is, it's like sitting down and doing it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like sitting down and doing a bit of work. You put it off until it happens. Right, another thing.
Go for it.
We're gonna switch it up a little bit now. I'm excited.
Go on then.
I want to include this in all of my podcasts a little bit. We're gonna just break up the sections really, and so we can talk about some different things. Obviously, this podcast is all about influencing and TikToking and things like that. But this is going to be a random section that has no relation to anything you've ever heard. So I asked people to send in their dilemmas. If this is Lil's my take on these. Send in your dilemmas and I will give you the best advice that I can give you, which is probably not very good because I'm only 20. I don't think I have that much life experience, but I'm going to try my very best. Oh, I just seen something that I've got to touch on later. I'm quite nervous about that. Anyway.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so these are some dilemmas that I got sent in that I thought would be good for me and you to talk about.
Okay.
They might be really hard and I might not help you at all. You might have already got over this problem by the time this podcast comes out, actually. Yeah. But so the first one I want to talk about is, we'll start from the beginning. So there's a girl at work I really like. Do I ask her out and potentially make it awkward at work, or do I just not ask her out and leave it? See,
I know people who have work relationships and it does work.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, if it goes south, you're working with that person. If it might be a full-time job or a part-time job, still, even if it's part-time, It's a few hours.
Yeah.
A few hours a day or a week.
You see, I'm very with the mindset that like you don't know until you try. And I think everything, you don't know. Anything could be the best thing that's ever happened to you, but you have no idea until you do it.
I like that.
But I think that's because I wouldn't have had that view before I met you, but I do now.
Yeah, I can remember you saying you didn't have
No,
that
I
view.
didn't. I would have been like, boys, leave them. You don't even need one. Just have a burger, keep working at Mackey's. But I do think you have no idea what could be the best thing that ever happened to you until you do it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if you've got to love so hard to, even if it really hurts you in the end, if you've had this awful experience, at least you did it. At least you were true to yourself and you tried it.
Do you know what thing that I do? It's not necessarily I do, but how I think is, think of yourself in 5 years' time. If you don't do it now, would you regret it?
Yeah. 5 years down the line, would you
regret
sit there and think, oh,
I wish I'd done
what
that.
if that could have been? Yeah.
I know it's quite a cliche, or I don't know if that's the right word to think, or live life with no regrets, but...
Yeah, no, but it's true. I really think that's true.
Because there's nothing worse than regretting something.
Yeah, definitely. If you get an opportunity, you got to take it.
Oh,
and I think, so in that position, I would go for it. But I understand it's nerve-wracking to be in that position.
Oh, of course it is. It's not as easy as we're making it.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, go tell her. Yeah. But no, I would plan it out, mate, do it. Yeah. Right, let's go to the next one. I told my parents, this is actually really funny. I told my parents, this isn't even a dilemma, this is a confession that I think is hilarious. I told my parents I was at my friend's house and actually went to Sweden for the weekend.
Sorry?
That's back a couple of years ago, I'd say I've done that.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we talking like Friday to Monday, or are we talking like Saturday?
Yeah, you got to have told her you've gone away for it. Yeah. I'm staying at my mate's house for 2-3 nights. Yeah. No way you'll get to Sweden and back in.
No.
No, you can't.
No chance. Well, right, so say it's Friday to Monday.
Yeah.
Sick. Fair play.
Fair play. I think that's mint. I'm not even going to be like, how could you do that? She's going to be worried sick. That is sick.
That is mint.
How funny is that going to be when you get home and say to your mum, guess where I've been?
My mum's going to be traumatised listening to this.
Been at Michelle's house. No, I haven't. I've been in Sweden. Is Sweden that thing where they've got that thing that shoots atoms at each other? Nerd moment.
Hadron Collider?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been to the Hadron Collider. It's either Sweden or Switzerland, isn't it?
I think it's Switzerland. I was going to say I think it might be Switzerland, but who am I to say?
I feel like it's Sweden.
Bank of the world.
I'm going to say Sweden there. All my cash on Sweden. Anyway, this one.
Go on.
I don't agree with this.
You don't?
I don't. I crashed my car in 2020 and I blamed it on my sister who was too drunk to know that she hadn't done it.
That's brutal, man.
That's sly.
How can you do that?
So your sister sat there thinking she drunk drove and crashed your car? No.
That is crazy. That's baffling me. I'm speechless, man.
No. How could you do that?
I bet that is traumatising. She will
That's
never
family
forget
splitting.
that.
Surely.
It's got to be.
Can you imagine like at Christmas, 12 years time, it finally all comes out. I never crashed my car.
Can you imagine being the sister listening to this right now?
Oh yeah.
You'd be questioning everything.
You would.
Yeah.
Also, did she pay for it? Did you make her pay for like repairs?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
We need to find like a
Has that all come out
follow-up.
of her bank account?
Well, technically, it's not insured, is it? So
yeah.
Because she's not insured on the car.
Well,
so obviously,
we don't know. She might be.
Oh, yeah, but you're drunk. You're drunk driving.
Oh yeah. So she's not. She's not insured. Don't drunk drive.
Yeah, crashed his car with a drunk. Oh, Sam, yeah.
So she thinks she was drunk driving, crashed a car. She's paid for all this. She's probably been really sorry her whole life.
Yeah.
She's buying you the best Christmas present you've ever seen.
Literally.
And she didn't do it. It was all you.
Awful behaviour.
Horrible behaviour.
You need a hard look in the mirror, man.
Can't believe
Whoever that is.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
You're good at that, aren't you?
We're gonna get personal for a second here.
Are we?
I said that when I talk about my TikTok, I don't really. You don't get a real insight into my life. So I thought we'd introduce a section called Lil's Mistakes.
Oh, here we go.
So these
told me about
mistakes are TikTok related. In my early days, when I first started doing it and going to events and meeting people, I still do it now. I don't know what I'm saying in my early days. I embarrassed myself.
Funny.
Because I'm I don't know if it comes across, but I'm quite socially awkward. Very socially awkward.
You need liquid luck to open up.
So I have to be drunk everywhere I go. I am 20. It's all legal. And obviously it was anyone else over 18.
Unless you're going to an event in America.
Yeah, then I'm 21. But there's been a couple of instances. So the very first one I can recall, my very first Lil's mistake, is when I went to my management's Christmas party.
Hilarious. Love this. I know where it's going
I'd
already.
only been signed about a month.
Do I know this?
Yes, you do know this.
You do know this. Emily, my manager, is sat behind the camera.
Hello.
Giving us little tidbits. So I hadn't been signed long, I don't think, had I? Like.
Oh no, we are talking months here.
Yeah.
We are talking months.
Because it was in December, and I think I'd signed in like.
Because this is not long after we got together.
No, I was at uni, so because I was on the train.
Yeah, I remember that phone call on the train and the signal kept going.
Yeah, so it was like, it must have been like October sort of time. And we went to this, I took Liam with me, the very first Christmas party. And we were like, there's going to be people from Love Island there, there's going to be all the TikTokers there, there's going to be...
Crazy.
So... I'm going to say his name. So Jake Cornish.
I'm sure he won't mind.
Jake
I'm sure
Cornish was there. And if you don't know who Jake Cornish is, he was on Love Island a few seasons ago. He was with Liberty. Sorry, I don't want to bring up any harsh memories, but he didn't end it with Liberty. And so it had just been that season of Love Island.
Yeah.
So he was fresh off.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way there's going to be... I'd never met anyone remotely famous in my life. So I was like...
It's a big thing for you.
This is the making of me. The coming of Lils Takes Two. So... what I did was obviously first port of call, I got absolutely hammered within 20 minutes. It was a free bar. I lost my mind. I was a uni student that had been let loose on a free bar. I went to
Your
town.
fault, by the way.
Liam ended
How
up...
is it my fault?
Free bar, that was never a good idea.
The first time I met Emily as well, hammered. Liam ended up behind the bar serving drinks.
Hilarious.
Because the bar staff just up and left and Liam went, I think I'll take over.
Shout out to Holly's boyfriend. I forgot his name. What's his name?
Oh, Mikey.
Mikey. Yeah, you and Mikey were behind
Shout out
the
to
bar.
Mikey. That was hilarious.
That was really
Me
funny.
and him had a great night.
I don't
That
remember.
was a really good night.
Yeah, it was a really good night.
Anyway, I went up to Jake Cornish. I've been plucking up the courage to speak to him all night. I think I'm going to speak to a Love Islander.
Can we set the scene? I've left you alone for 2 minutes. I've been to the
Liam
toilet.
had left me for 2 seconds to go to the toilet, and I took it upon myself.
Now is the time.
I was like, no, it's now or never. Now I'm on my own, completely hammered, and Jake Cornish is in the corner. I don't see any other options for me here. So I went straight over to that circle that he was standing in. Well, obviously he wasn't on his own. He was in a group. He was in a group of people.
Yeah.
And I came and stood there. And if you know Jake Cornish, he's from Bristol.
Yeah.
Or somewhere around Bristol. So he has a slight like Cornish accent, which is hilarious. Jake Cornish accent. So it's a bit like... And I went over and he was like, so I'm from Bristol, where are you from? And I went, didn't even say where I'm from, not important. I went, oh my God, I know Bristol. All right, my lover. Like I imitated him straight to his face and I was making fun of his accent. All right, my lover, I know Bristol. And he was like...
Dead silence.
Silence, no laughter. No laughter. And everyone else in the circle was like, huh? And so I just backed away and I was like,
it's like a slow
I left
walk.
it there and then. I didn't reply. I had to leave the
So you
conversation.
didn't even end the conversation?
No.
I realised there that I'd made a mistake. And I was like, oh no, Liam.
Yeah.
I need to find Liam. And then I found Liam. I went, Liam, you never guess what I just done.
I'm shutting the door behind me. It's right to the toilet.
As I came through and I was like, Liam, I just went, all right, my lover, to Jake Cornish. He's never met me before in his life. I said it really loud as well, like obnoxiously loud.
Yeah.
Because I had no concept of how loud I was being.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the
funny.
worst things I've ever done. Another thing.
There's more.
There's 3 pages
It
of
can't
this.
get worse, surely.
No, I was on holiday. I did do a TikTok about this actually. I was on holiday in the pool with my mum and my nan. I was in the pool on my own. They went in the pool. And I was swimming and I had one of the bikinis on that tie at both sides. And I must have been swimming quite vigorously because one of the legs came undone. So my bikini bottoms started slowly...
You exposed yourself?
Yeah. No, they started slowly...
That 6-year-old with goggles at the bottom of the pool.
So my bottom started coming off basically. So, but I was in the deep end so I couldn't touch the floor.
Hilarious.
So I was trying to tread water, like kicking my legs, trying to tie these bottoms, wasn't working. I realised quickly that I had to get to shallow end before I could even start trying to help myself. The other side starts coming undone. So I'm naked.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm swimming and like the bottoms they're gone. They've left me. I'm holding onto them, but they're not attached to my body. Literally, as I touched the shallow end, my feet touched the ground. A woman, a Scottish woman, comes over to me on the edge of the pool, leans down, looks at me and she goes, hello, sorry, are you that girl from TikTok? my daughter, she's seen you and she says you're on TikTok. And I went, I was like, yep, it's me. I'll just bring her over so she can say hi.
Still naked.
Naked. Also, it's not like you can't see. It's clear water. Like you can see straight through. I'm there trying to tie. And just as this young girl came over, I'd managed to get them tied. So I'm stood in this pool, like looking up at this girl. I was like, "You're right, love." And she was like, "Oh my God, you're on TikTok." And I was like, "Yeah." What an awful time to have spotted me. Yeah, that was that was not great.
Shout out to that little lady as well.
Yeah, she had no idea either. I don't know if she knew that I was naked.
What she does now.
She does now. She's aware. But yeah, so that's one of Lil's mistakes. Also, I've added here getting banned a lot. I did do that.
You're good at that. See, TikTok really doesn't like your shoulders.
No,
it's really sensitive.
It's dead. It was when I was over 18. I think I was 18, 19.
Oh, yeah.
But it thought I was younger, so I used to get banned all the time. One time, I posted a video of Jamie pushing me backwards into a hot tub at a party, and it got banned for being like unsafe.
Really?
And having like, did you need bullying, harassment and bullying. Oh, wow. I got pushed to the pool, it was me. Who was I harassing? Anyway, so that got banned. I got banned for that. But I used to get banned constantly, all the time.
It was quite bad. There was a few emotional...
Yeah.
You can see why it gives you like trauma.
Yeah, because it's scary. And I got an account warning as well. I got an account warning for 6 months. That was rough. Those sounds rough. Yeah. But it really like wrecked my views. I was getting no views on anything. And there's going to be a load of people like, yeah, well, maybe your videos were just like not very good. Yeah, that's probably true as well. But saying it is how I earn my living at the end of the day. Like that's the only thing I earn my money from. And it was doing so poorly that it was like so draining to even. I was like, there's no point in me posting anything because it's not gonna do anything.
Vicious circle.
You did just
it's not gonna reach anyone. I felt so deflated for like 6 months until that thing lifted, and then suddenly,
literally,
it came back, and I was like,
literally, the day that the account warning left, you had a video do really well.
I did that video about the defibrillator. That was just after.
That was literally just after, yeah.
And it blew up, and I was like, it was like the world had just fallen back into place.
Yeah, the world was spinning again.
I was walking on water. I felt like Jesus had risen again, and everything was fine. But yeah, I've had a few like stints with TikTok where TikTok has just decided that it doesn't like me for the week. Yeah. And suddenly everything does shock in, and I'm like, oh, I hate everything. I hate my life, and I'm going to have to quit, and I'm going to have to work in a chip shop. But it's never happened.
Shout out to the chip shop workers.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Was it actually?
Yeah, that was me, yeah.
Yeah, Liam used to work in a chip shop.
Yeah, I used to get fish thrown at me. It was hilarious. Looking back on it, it was hilarious. At the time, oh yeah.
What, like a battered cod?
Oh no, it had not been battered yet. But and it wasn't cod. Cod was too expensive. It was haddock. It was a small haddock. Literally, I'd done something wrong. I'm talking like me to you way. The guy who owns the chip shop just lobbed a fish at me, like raw fish. That was sad. I'll go wipe this off, shall I? And then I'll come back and start serving people again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was something dead small as well. Like I'd got something wrong. Like I'd given him a large curry instead of a small one. So he'd lost like 30p probably.
But so would he throw the fish, like being serious?
Oh yeah, he lobbed the fish. He was fuming with me, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He needs a bit of HR in that chippy.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, he doesn't run it anymore, yeah.
We've had quite a few of our mates work at that chip shop because it's like a little small town school that we went to, and so a lot of people worked. I don't want to get them in trouble, like the chip shop.
Yeah.
But there was
it's a different owner now.
Yeah.
The owner's moved country for a start. So.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, the old owner, yeah.
Well, it was shocking. No, it wasn't that bad. But there are a few people that work there that like literally just work there for the money, and they're like, I can't stay here any longer.
It's a girl boss that owns it now.
Is it?
Pop off,
girl queen.
Girl boss.
Slay.
Girl boss, yeah.
But yeah, I had a real job before I did this.
Indeed. Why are you saying it like this is not a real job?
I know it is a real job.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself down like that.
Oh, this is the one I was talking about earlier.
Go on.
I got elbowed in the face at Digger D.
All right.
So,
what is Digger D?
Digger D, he's an artist. I don't actually. He's a rapper. Is he a rapper?
I knew he was going to laugh at that.
Is he a rapper or does he do grime?
No, he's a rapper.
I thought it was a venue.
No.
I was at Leeds Festival, and Digger D was playing in their little tent.
He got his Lamborghini Urus broken into the other day, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah, somebody smashed through the back window and robbed a load of designer clothes.
That's what you get when you have a Lamborghini. People want it.
They didn't rob the car, they just robbed his stuff.
No, fair, but if you see someone, a Lamborghini parked on the drive, thinking, well, there's going to be something expensive in there. Yeah. Surely.
I'm not the type of person to break into cars. Like, I wouldn't do it.
A trader keeps his tools in his Lamborghini. Yeah. I don't think so.
No, yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I was at Diggity. I was hammered. Obviously, I was always hammered. Because we were at Leeds Fest, and it was like a few days in. It was probably one of the last days. And I didn't even know who it was. I didn't want to go. And it was Chloe. Chloe, if you're watching this. Chloe was like, I want to go watch Diggity. And I'm like, I will come with you. So me and my friends went. And you know how when people go to festivals, they blow up like balloons and condoms and then tie them and set them free. So they're like bouncing around the crowd.
Classic.
A balloon came towards me. And I was thinking, well, I can smack that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was surrounded by like 6-foot boys. Yeah. And I jumped to try and smack it. And a lad in front of me also went to oh God, it's so embarrassing. I get the ick for myself when I think about it. Yeah. And his elbow came down from hitting it and he smacked me in the nose and like proper whacked me in the nose. And I was like, oh my God. And he turned around and went, oh my God, are you on TikTok? And I was like, yeah.
Crying in pain, eyes are watering.
So much pain.
Did he apologise?
Yeah, and then he sent me a DM, and his friend that the girl sent me a DM a few weeks later. She's like, I'm so sorry, my mate elbowed you in the face at Diggity. And I was like, yeah, he did.
Why are you sorry though?
Yeah, and also while I was there, Becky Hill was playing. Becky Hill, if you're watching this, I'm also very sorry for what I'm saying. But Becky Hill came on.
Yeah.
I love Becky Hill. I'm a slut for Becky Hill. I'm going to say it now.
She's a fiend for Becky.
Oh, I love Becky. So she came on. We were quite close to the front as well. And it all went silent, also drunk. And I said, I screamed at the top of my voice, get your tits out, Becky. Oh. Obviously, at a really silent point of this concert as well.
As silent as it goes.
You know, when she just finished a song, everything's calming down. She's like, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Silence, and there's me. Get your tits out, Becky. Oh my God, it was awful. And the girl in front of me turned around because obviously someone just hollered at, like, heckled Becky Hill in the silence. She turns around, she goes, this is her face. She went, oh my God, are you on TikTok? I went, yeah. I was like, no way, yeah. Which then, but you know when someone says that, it triggers other people to turn around.
And everyone's like, so then in the crowd, I was like meerkats.
Well, like 2 drinks in my hand. Oh, I just spat. 2 drinks in my hand, and all my friends are out, and we started, after that point, we all started shouting things at Becky Hill. Not bad things, great things. Yeah. Like, we love you, Becky, and stuff like that. But in the silence, so that everyone hated us, literally, in that crowd. Everybody hated us. And I got a few DMs after that as well that were like, oh, I saw you heckling Becky Hill in the crowd.
Funny.
So I thought I'd send you a DM. Yeah, I got quite a few people, like, I did quite a few things at Leeds that people were like, I got a few messages for.
Questionable things.
Yeah. I got water thrown on me in Stormzy. And I started screaming. So I was shouting at the people because they were constantly chucking water all over me. And I was going, what are you? I was like, that's there so you could drink it. It's really hot. Everyone's close together. Just drink the water. Stop throwing it. And then someone went, are you on TikTok? I was like,
I've had enough.
I was like, no.
Wasn't Leeds the one that there was warm bottles of
piss?
I was going to say, is it water or is it wee?
Yeah, no, it could have been. Actually,
I think it might have been
passing out. You know when it gets dead hot at the festival and they pass out little bits of water into like a shot of water and they pass it around the crowd. Pass them back. Oh, it was them. I was getting lost.
The same guy every time. Just
necking all of them. But yeah.
Wow.
But those are my little mistakes because I don't know about anyone else that maybe has a bit of a people know them when they leave the house in certain situations. But I have to be extremely careful with what I say now. And wherever I go, I'm like, just make sure you say something that can't be clipped and post on the internet. I mean, I don't anyway.
That in the car yesterday was unbelievable.
Yeah, I was filming in the car yesterday.
Don't say. Because if you want to watch it, you'll need to go to Lily's YouTube.
Go to my YouTube, plug it. But
it should be on there by the time this is posted.
It wasn't inappropriate in context, but it really sounds it.
It sounds
and I was like, oh my God, someone's going to make a GIF.
And literally, as soon as you said it, I said, that's getting clipped. 100%.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think we've covered everything.
Nothing you want to brush over?
I don't think so. I think I just want to...
See, this is something you come back to. Because this can develop.
This is where I want your guys' input as well. Oh my God. This is where I want your input as well because if you want me to talk about things like this with other people that, I don't want to say I get other like TikTokers and stuff on this because I don't know many. I don't know many, and I'm not very brave. So I'm not going to send random people messages, but I might for you guys if you want to. If there's anyone you want to say, is there anything you want me to talk about, just drop me a DM. I'm going to have a little email made up that means you can send stuff to me. If you don't want to, like, I know sometimes it's not completely anonymous on Instagram if you send me messages and stuff. We're going to look at different ways of making it completely anonymous, so even I don't know who you are. But maybe an email is a better way to do that if you do want to remain completely out of it.
Because you can just set up an email that's completely unrelated to your name. So.
And then drop me something that way, so I definitely know I don't know who you are at all. That's completely fine. Or if you have any suggestions who you want to see on the podcast, what you want me to talk about, anything like that, let me know, because I definitely want this to be for you guys. We have got an email all set up. I'll have to pop it somewhere, maybe in the description, or we'll sort it out. But it will be
I'm sure we can get it to come up on screen at the end or something.
Yeah,
like
something like that. I'm just making work for that.
What about the listeners though?
He's on it.
Oh, the listeners, yeah. Well, we can have it in the description of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be.
Whatever you're watching this on.
Every platform that it'll be on, there's a description, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you can't see it on screen, then it'll be there in the description.
Don't worry.
Happy days.
So I'm guessing that's a little bit of a wrap on my very first podcast. Thank you, guys.
So this was
Lils Takes. Lils Takes influencing.
There you go. Is that the title?
Or maybe. I don't know. It's still very new. Whatever the title of this, don't take that as gospel. It might not be. But
there you go.
Yeah. So that's it.
So that's a wrap on the first one.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Happy days.
Oh, I almost ate the mic.